This young boy was so happy when for the first time his father bought him a new uniform and enrolled him in school. Excited, he kept looking at himself, checking how well the uniform fit, and was ready to go to school with his friends. His father came from a family of farmers in a poor village. After school, he worked with his father on the farm and studied at night. One night while studying, his mother came and told him to stop because there was no kerosene left. One night he saw his sister with his school teacher and was very upset. The next morning, his friend gave him a steel rod to break the teacher's bike so that he could no longer come to the village. Both friends secretly went to the teacher's bicycle. As soon as the boy tried to remove the tire, he saw something strange. He noticed that the wire attached to the bulb was connected to a dynamo fitted to the tire. He asked his friend to turn the pedal, and as the tire started moving, the bulb lit up. This experiment left the boy stunned. The next morning, the headmaster asked the students to submit their fees, otherwise they would not be allowed into class. The boy became very sad because he knew his father was not able to pay. He used to sneak into school just to attend science class. He asked his teacher about the bicycle experiment and how the dynamo worked. The teacher explained it was a direct current generator and suggested he look in the library. Since he was expelled and had no library card, he threatened to expose the teacher's secret relationship with his sister, and the teacher reluctantly helped him. The boy became very happy. At the library, he found a book about energy and learned how to build a windmill to power a water pump. When the librarian asked, he told her that he wanted to create a windmill so they could plant in the dry season too and not run out of food. The next morning, while attending science class, the teacher was absent and the headmaster came instead. When he saw the boy, he humiliated him in front of everyone and expelled him from school. Saddened, even so he didn't give up, believing that only knowledge could change his destiny. At night, he asked his father when they could pay the fees, and his father promised, when the crops are harvested, then I will be able to pay. But instead of a harvest, heavy rains came, flooding the fields and washing away the seeds, followed by a drought that dried up the corn. With no food or money, the family was left desperate. Villagers stole their last bit of food and his mother wept. The next day, he rode his father's bicycle to the market for grain, where long lines made food scarce. He managed to buy half a bag but escaped through a hole in the wall to avoid being robbed. Still, it wasn't enough and the family ate only once a day. One day, he told his sister he could find water if he had a generator. I know you're talking to my teacher. I need to use the dynamo from his bike so that I can bring water. The next morning, his parents were devastated because his sister had run away with the teacher, but the boy found the dynamo in his room. He searched the junkyard for parts and began experimenting with his friends. Soon he created a small windmill and with its help, he turned on a radio. All his friends became so happy for the first time he had generated electricity, and that made him proud inside. He showed it to his father and explained how the blades made electricity with the help of the wind. I want to build a big one that could power a water pump. Even if the land is dry, we can still plant. But for this, he needed the wheel from his father's only bicycle. When he asked, his father grew furious, broke his small invention, and told him to stop dreaming, insisting that farming was the only way to survive. But the drought worsened. He even saw his dog die due to lack of food. Desperate, he begged his friends to convince his father, but they failed.